take 'em all, the man.
What is it to be a human being? Homo sapiens sapien. That's the scientific name of our species. For tens of thousands of years, our ancestors struggled, fought, and died against other tribes of humans, against saber-toothed cats and woolly mammoths, Bengal tigers, to simply survive. The main mission of our species has been to survive on a hostile planet that we developed on. And now you have people in the lap of luxury with all the entertainment, more food than they can eat. Even the poorest of our society in the Western world is much better off than our ancestors, living like kings, and we don't appreciate it. And this is the big secret. We don't appreciate it because we're not designed to thrive in a society of milk and honey, of plenty. We are designed to thrive in an atmosphere of incredible danger and of amazing pressures. We are an incredible species that has brought you Beethoven and minds like Albert Einstein. Human minds, more than 110 years ago, developed the theory of atomics, Max Planck. The human mind created equations that can destroy entire cities. We can do incredible things, positive things and destructive things. Humanity is magic. Humanity can literally reach to the stars and beyond. The development of our species at this point is only the larval stage. And we're now going into a phase where we're literally in a cocoon and about to metamorphosize into something else. And during this time of flux, our species, all the genetic and racial memories, all of the inherited memories, aren't integrating with this modern society of convenience and all the food we can eat and the entertainment and the decadence. Because the pleasure centers of the mind and the things that the controlled corporate media force feeds are only a limited spectrum of our intellect and what we are. Our ancestors struggled and fought and died against the elements, against wild animals, against barbarous tribes of fellow humans to succeed, and success was to simply survive. And now we see these giant decadent masses of people who aren't appreciating life, who are becoming nihilistic, who have a death wish, who hate everything that's good and wholesome. You see on the internet all these videos in the last few years where it shows beautiful women abusing animals. This is the new pornography. People are becoming psychopathic. They're degenerating psychologically. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself a question. Meditate on it. Think about it. What is it to be a human being? Who are we as a species? We're creatures that live on a beautiful planet orbiting a sun, 2/3 of the way out on the spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Our species developed on this planet over hundreds of thousands of years. Our ancestors fought to survive against the elements, against wild animals, and against tribes. Survival was success for our species. It was the French philosopher Victor Hugo that said, "Adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters." And in that simple statement, you understand the human experience and who we are. People that have plenty of food and housing and clothing, they are depressed. They're unhappy. They feel like they're missing something in their life because fundamentally they don't understand what it is to be human. Survival and raising your children to be happy and successful and healthy is victory. Every generation making the world a better place than the previous one is victory. People have been taught by the corporate brainwashing machine to be self-centered, to not care about others. And in that, they've lost their very humanity. They don't understand that life is transitory. We're just like the flowers that come up every year in the spring and blossom throughout the summer and then die in the fall and winter. But through the species, through humankind, we live on. And everything we do to each other affects the species itself. Madison Avenue tries to make you feel inadequate so that you'll buy into their products, so that you'll feel like you need to accept their mode of control if you're going to be fulfilled. And the more people buy into that, the more nihilistic and destructive they get. We have a society that is collapsing, that is crumbling, because we build up drug addicts, sports icons, and Hollywood people, and all of these rock stars who are the worst expression of humanity because they become so wealthy that they're unhappy. They're not appreciative of the basic things they have. They've lost sight of that secret that humanity was forged under incredible degradation on the edge of extinction. If you go back more than 100 years ago, in 1900, Max Planck developed the theory of atomics. The equations that sprung from his mind created nuclear power. And yes, the atom bomb that can destroy entire cities. Humanity is made in the image of God. We are an incredible species with a destiny to populate the stars, to go beyond the stars. We can't even imagine our full potential. Just like somebody 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia or Egypt couldn't imagine a cell phone or a 747, couldn't imagine an MRI or a firearm. We take it for granted like it's nothing. We don't appreciate the good things in life, the simple things in life. And so people are becoming more and more decadent, more and more self-destructive. Suicide is off the charts. Upwards of 20% of the population is on psychotropic, mind-numbing drugs. People don't feel fulfilled. They complain that life is boring. Life is boring? You are on a planet with all of this incredible biodiversity and all of this beauty and creativity. You need to realize that just being conscious, simply being alive, and being able to struggle in whatever your pursuit is, whether it's art or literature, or whether you're an auto mechanic or a doctor or a lawyer or a filmmaker, it doesn't matter. It's all about that human experience and what you add to the species, what you add to the society. Individuals die. And selfish individuals die before they physically perish. And they don't realize that it is an experience of humanity, of Homo sapiens sapien, of our species, to add to humanity's wealth, their intellectual wealth, our physical wealth. And that when you truly join with the human spirit and everything that is decent and wholesome and good, everything that your conscience, your compass tells you is good, that you will bloom and that you will literally accelerate towards a higher level of enlightenment. But the minute that you buy into this corporate culture of death, you are destroyed. Learn to recognize and appreciate and defend and protect beauty. Don't give in to that sociopathic or even psychopathic desire to get into the dark side and destructiveness. Become conscious of the fact that you individually are only alive one time in this earth suit that our intellect inhabits. But that through a love of humanity and a love of creativity and investigation and the love of exploration, that you will live forever. And that the human experience has always been about a struggle against things that are good and uplifting and things that are destructive. Destruction is easier. It's quicker. It's very seductive. But when you begin to try to literally tune in to the essence that is our species and our true potential, You will be able to have a glimpse of wider horizons that open up into a wide universe of possibilities. And you will be on your knees at a spiritual level, realizing the incredible blessing and honor it is to be a human being who has been given the gift of consciousness. I'm going to say it again. Your body will fail. You will die. But the ideas, the inventions, the works that you commit while you are alive and conscious will have reverberations throughout time and space for eternity. You will live forever through your children and through other humans' children. This is the great secret. And the great evil of the New World Order engineers is that they fully understand this primal rule. And they have made the greedy, selfish decision to keep these great truths from humanity that would fulfill and empower our species. They are afraid of you finding your true potential and power, because when you become enlightened and awakened and expand your horizons, you threaten their monopoly of power and control. The solution is looking at you in the mirror. And you won't develop yourself overnight. No one does. Life is a process. You have to make that decision. You have to access those racial memories that all humans have, your instincts. You have to understand that the scientific controllers that manipulate this technological dictatorship of the mind are afraid of the human species. They know the truth. They understand the wider possibilities of humanity. They know that our species is stronger when it's under adversity. They understand that we need to be challenged. And instead they create a bed of decadence and evil and sell it to you like it's risky and cool and risque and avant-garde to be decadent and destructive and to not care about your fellow humans, because they want to isolate you so they can control you and dominate every facet of your life. But at the end of your time on this planet, you need to be proud of what you've done. You need to be proud of how you've lived. This is a message to the future, a message to free humanity, that we don't let our species be destroyed, that we don't let ourselves become dehumanized. It is the greatest crime in history that the establishment, that the social engineers are dumbing us down by design, that they are nurturing and funding and activating and promoting all of the most base instincts and things that are destructive, so that we can be basically damaged goods that they can control and use as their biological androids, as their slaves. We have been destroyed by our own prosperity. We have become anesthetized by all the entertainment and the food and the drugs. We have to rediscover the fact that this is a human experience, a struggle by our species to survive and to grow and to become even greater. That's what it is to be a human. And when you look at the beauty around you, when you realize just how good and special life is, when you appreciate it, then you will be fulfilled. The Western world is crumbling because we are individually crumbling on the inside, because we've bought in to the propaganda of Madison Avenue, because we have let the controllers of our society misdirect our basic human drive and instinct to love and to fight and to be passionate and real. In the global controllers' quest to domesticate and dumb us down so they can control and dominate the future, they have damaged the human species. They have misdirected our prime directive to grow and to build and to search and to trailblaze and explore. But the minute you start exploring and creating and loving life is the minute that the pendulum begins to swing from tyranny and dehumanization towards liberty and a literal Valhalla for future generations.